Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A record 115 million Americans are expected to travel 50 miles or more by January 1st. Weather is already impacting travel in the west and southeast, where flooding is slowing down trips. More than 4,000 flights have been delayed nationwide. Rail stations have not been immune as holiday travelers packed New York's Penn Station. The worst is yet to come. The days after Christmas are expected to bring the worst travel delays. Here in the Valley, all seems quiet for now. Let's check in with Nathan for your no-wait weather planner. Nathan, will Santa have any troubles visiting the Valley?
I think he may need Rudolph's red nose tonight, as it is shaping up to be a foggy one here across our neck of the woods for this Christmas Eve. Gwinner, we're seeing a quarter-mile visibility. Fargo, 6-mile visibility is not too bad in Fargo, but off toward Fosston, Detroit Lakes, between a half-mile and 1.5-mile visibility. So if you are traveling, especially through our Minnesota counties or down towards Sisseton, we may get some of that dense fog that could cause some travel issues for you. And some of this fog actually could freeze on surfaces. There's plenty of moisture in the air, so that could also cause some slippery spots. A dense fog advisory, you see that ticking across the bottom of your screen as we speak, is going until 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And that's, again, for those areas in our South Dakota counties. So if you are traveling down I-29 south toward the Hankinson area, Sisseton, Watertown, you will encounter some of that dense fog between now and tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And those temperatures in the warmer and more humid spots, Alexandria, Wadena in around 30 degrees, but where it is cooler is the Devil's Lake Basin, down toward the James River Valley, Grand Forks and Fargo, all in the low 20s. So again, anything that hits the ground could possibly freeze if it is a wet surface. So keep that in mind, of course, if you are traveling through anywhere here on our Christmas Eve.
All right, so people should definitely be careful during their holiday travels, huh?
Yeah, especially with that fog. Make sure the headlights are on. Of course, I know it's dark, but make sure the headlights are on and things of that nature.
All right, thank you for that, Nathan.
Yep.
Fargo police are searching for a 14-year-old runaway. Adam Nygaard was last seen early this morning in the 300th block of South University Drive. He's 5'7", 156 pounds with blue eyes and brown hair. He was last seen wearing a yellow youth work shirt, an orange pullover, gray sweatpants, and green socks with cows and UFOs on them. He wasn't wearing any shoes. If you have any information about him, call police. A Thief River Falls High School senior is facing charges for having child pornography. A Thief River Falls High School senior is the 18-year-old Jonathan Wyatt Holst is charged with 5 counts of possession of pornographic work involving minors, according to court documents. He bonded out of the Pennington County Jail on Monday. Investigators at the Thief River Falls Police Department got cyber tips that child porn was found on Twitter. Authorities saw images in iPhones Holst had access to. They showed young girls in sexual positions, with some appearing to be under 5 years old. Holst is a student at Lincoln High School and is an athlete with the football and wrestling teams. He also attends a local church and hangs out with young children. A Fergus Falls man is wanted for a sex crime that happened for nearly 2 years. 44-year-old Nakia Troy Merritt Woodson is facing charges related to an inappropriate sexual relationship. It started August of 2017, according to court documents. The victim claimed Woodson had sex with her 50 to 100 times in a Fergus Falls home without consent. Police said Woodson constantly would beg and coerce the victims with words. The Grinch came early for a South Fargo woman burglarizing her garage and taking her car and Christmas gifts. Bonnie Birch called her whistleblower hotline. She says last week someone broke into the garage at her apartment building located along 42nd Street South. Her building manager told her at least 9 other garages were burglarized last week. At her complex located along 42nd Street South, Fargo police responded to the theft, and from November 1st to last Friday, police say they've responded to more than 300 thefts.
Accidentally on Sunday, the spare key was left in the glove box by accident both times.
Bonnie Birch's car is a 2013 dark gray Toyota Corolla with a Louisiana inspection sticker. Stay merry, bright, and sober this holiday season. Law enforcement agencies across North Dakota are increasing patrols during the impaired driving enforcement campaign, Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. From December 13th through January 31st, the effort will save more lives and make sure everyone makes it home for the holidays. North Dakota ranchers have plenty of reasons to complain about this year. Late snow in the spring delayed grazing. Then early snow in the fall forced cattle back into the pens months ahead of schedule. On top of that, the snow stopped, in some cases canceled, hay baling for feed as hay froze or molded in the fields. Ranchers turned to trucking and feed for their cattle, an unexpected out-of-pocket expense.
Well, every year is different. I guess that's, that's why they call it an average, I guess, and no 2 years are ever going to be alike. So I think as a whole, I think most people are fairly disappointed.
Governor Burgum's office organized a feed transportation reimbursement program. It will assist farmers trying to feed their cows this winter. After losing their 2-month-old daughter just 1 month ago, a Minnesota family is now raising awareness, sharing the silent warning signs and symptoms of sepsis. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke with the parents today who say they don't want another family to go through the same heartbreak.
Although born 6 weeks early, Arabella's health wasn't too much of a concern.
She was perfect. She always laughed, always smiled. She was so easy.
And it still wasn't on the night of November 19th. Arabella coming down with a 99-degree fever.
I honestly figured that she was probably starting to get ready teething.
But the next morning would prove it was much worse. Bertram finding 2-month-old Arabella soaked in sweat with her fever now around 103.
We didn't even make it a mile down the road before she had stopped breathing in her car seat. I pulled her out and we looked everywhere for a pulse and we couldn't find a pulse.
Arabella was soon life-flighted to a St. Cloud hospital where doctors found her kidneys and liver were failing, along with a laundry list of other problems. With a diagnosis of sepsis, doctors said Arabella's outcome looked grim.
I couldn't understand how she was so fine 2 days before, and then all of a sudden she's gone, laying on this table.
Arabella passed just after midnight on November 22nd, just days before what should have been her first Thanksgiving.
She'll never get her first tooth. She won't see her first birthday. She'll never get to graduate from high school or have children.
But the Bertrams plan to keep Arabella alive through awareness, with plans for classes and support groups throughout the community and hopes for a future partnership with area hospitals.
I don't want to have to see another mother lose a child or another father lose their child or anyone.
In Wadena, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Experts say almost 7,000 infants die of sepsis every year in the U.S. That's more deaths than those who die from childhood cancer. For signs and symptoms of sepsis, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Christmas produces joy and a lot of garbage. What can be recycled? Later on Valley News Live at 6.
And although we may not wake up to a white Christmas tomorrow, we are watching some snowfall moving into our neck of the woods, which could impact us the day after Christmas. I'll break down what we can expect from this system next.